Hey, what's up guys, another video here. So today I want to talk about how things aren't going so well for the August 7th deadline, and let's go over the news. So the federal enhanced unemployment benefit that out-of-work Americans have relied on amid the illness has now officially expired, which was July 31st. And Democrats and Republicans are still far apart in negotiations over a new stimulus package that could bring relief with no deal in sight. So naturally, the Democrats in the House, they had their HEROES Act, which was $3 trillion, and now the Senate Republicans have their HEALS Act, which is approximately $1 trillion. So there's still a huge disconnect as far as the amount of funding. So the Republicans' plan, the HEALS Act, is much more fiscally conservative, while the Democrats' plan, the HEROES Act, is a lot more expensive. So talks continued Saturday with House Speaker Nancy Pelosi hosting a meeting with Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer in the Speaker's office with the lead negotiators for the Trump administration, White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows and Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin, but no deal was ultimately reached. The group will meet again on Monday, and members of their staffs will meet Sunday to discuss issues, Schumer said. Pelosi and Schumer told reporters following the meeting that the morning's discussions were productive, but that the sides are still not close to an agreement. Quote, "The best discussions we've had so far. I call it progress, but a ways to go," Schumer said. Mnuchin and Meadows echoed the sentiment. Quote, "We're still a long ways apart, and I don't want to suggest that a deal is imminent because it is not," Meadows said. "But like with any deal, as you make progress, I think it's more important to recognize that you're making progress and not set an unrealistic expectation that we are just a few items away, because there are still substantial differences, but we did make good progress," end quote. Mnuchin told reporters that, quote, "There's still clearly a subset of issues where we both agree on," end quote, listing an extension of unemployment insurance, schools, and the PPP and jobs. Pelosi had reiterated prior to the meeting that Democrats are not interested in a short-term agreement. Following the talks, Mnuchin said that they were at an impasse over whether to pass a short-term fix to buy time for talks over a broader package. Quote, "They made clear there's clearly a desire on their part to do an entire package. We've made clear that we're willing to deal with short-term issues and pass something quickly and come back to the larger issues, so we're at an impasse on that." So at this point, there's been little progress toward any kind of deal to reinstate the benefit, but there has been plenty of finger pointing on both sides, with both blaming the other for the lapse. So President Donald Trump joined in on the finger pointing Friday afternoon, tweeting, quote, "Pelosi and Schumer have no interest in making a deal that is good for our country and our people," end quote. So I'm really not optimistic based on this news that, they're still jostling between, all the provisions in the HEALS Act. And August 7th, you have to keep in mind, is this coming Friday. So the likelihood that something will pass from now, Sunday to Friday, is very, very, very unlikely. So if you are depending on a stimulus check by late August, I will probably scratch that completely off the list, because it's not realistic for them to reach a deal within 5 days if they're still jostling over these issues. So instead, I will set my expectation for late September. So assuming this gets passed by early September, possibly by late September, you'll get your stimulus checks. But based on this article, we see Pelosi and Schumer still jostling with Meadows and Mnuchin. And the thing is that they're so stubborn on each side that they're not going to negotiate that well up to this Friday. So again, this is really unfortunate news, but it is what it is, and we'll see what happens. So that's it, guys. Please like and subscribe to the video if you like the video. If you are interested in my book on Amazon, it's called Austerity Millionaire. It describes how I became a multimillionaire at age 35 with only a salary income of $40K to $81.5K from the ages of 22 to 35. It goes over the expenses, income, and of course investing, and how I did it. So if you guys are interested, please look at the link below and stay tuned for the next video.